each of those options works with a different skill in more depth, either writing if you have a more advanced class, or one which needs to focus more on writing or has more confidence with writing. Speaking, where you want the students to practice the oral part much more. It's very often quite much more difficult than we think for people to remember in another language something they've read, even though they understood everything. To actually produce it themselves, to say it back themselves, is quite difficult. I know I would find it very difficult in Italian, although I might think I understand a bit of Italian. I would actually find it difficult to say it. So it's a good opportunity for students to practice their speaking. And at this stage also something which is very important, I think, to do with a story like this is to ask students what they understand from the story, the moral of the story. You could even ask them together. You could do it something like this, where not all the students may be able to do this on their own. It would be a good opportunity to do it together with the whole class. You may want to write together on the board the moral of the story. What do you think this story is going to teach us? It's a story about a vain emperor and some his rather stupid followers who all, because they're so frightened of being thought stupid, say that the clothes that he wears, which are actually invisible, are beautiful, although he has been deceived by some thieves. And the emperor also, in order not to appear stupid, also says and congratulates the clothes makers, who are the thieves, on these beautiful clothes, because he doesn't want to appear to be stupid. So it's about someone who has set his own trap up and has become almost conditioned by a simple test that he wanted to draw up to how he acts and behaves. And in this case, everybody's shown up to be very stupid. And we can ask students if they can think of any parallels with real life, or even things amongst groups, small groups of children. Often there's a lot of group pressure to behave in a certain way, and students can play tricks on others, and maybe this story will give them confidence to say what they think about whatever, about stories like this, about things that happen to them in their lives. So that's how I would use this class. I think the story is quite appealing and it's not too difficult. There are some useful use of verbs and grammar items here which could also be exploited. For example, writing questions in the past simple, all depending upon your focus from the class, but it could be used for 3 or 4 classes, I think, without any problems. You could even involve drama with it, where students had to act out one of the scenes from the story. But what I like about it is the variety of skills that students can use, and you can decide to use with this lesson, depending upon the strengths and weaknesses and the characters and personalities of your students. I hope this has been useful and that you enjoy the emperor and his new clothes in your classes.